We shall overcome. Are you ready? Some of you guys know this song, so please join in. There you go. That's good. How are we doing, guys? You alright? Yeah. I hear you. Are you guys okay? Yes. Alright. Why are we here, guys?
Remember the 400.
I can't hear you. Why are we here?
Remember the 400.
One more time. Why are we here?
Remember the 400.
Okay, that's right. Listen, this is how we overcome. We shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
Someday.
Come on, listen. We have overcome.
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 Today.
Why? Because we're
Marching
marching
towards our freedom.
Freedom.
We have been liberated.
Liberated.
We are moving on. Marching towards our freedom. We have been liberated. We are moving on.
Come on, marching
towards our freedom.
Freedom.
We have been liberated. We are moving on.
Come on, one more time, marching
towards our freedom.
Freedom.
We have been liberated.
Liberated.
We are moving on. There's no way I'm going there to a place that is full of hurt and pain and strife.
Come on.
There's no way I'm going there to a place that is full of condemnation.
Tell hell I said
No.
Tell hell I said no.
Tell hell I said no.
Tell hell I said no.
Tell hell I said no.
No, 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 no.
Tell hell I said no.
Why? Why? Because we're marching
towards
towards
our freedom.
the freedom.
We have been liberated. We are moving on. Marching towards our freedom.
Freedom.
We have been liberated.
Liberated.
Marching
Marching
towards our freedom.
freedom.
We have been liberated.
Yeah.
We are moving on.
Marching
towards our freedom.
freedom.
We have been liberated.
Liberated. Oh,
There's no way I'm going there to a place that is full of hurt and pain and strife. There's no way I'm going there to a place that is full of condemnation.
Tell hell I said
No.
no, 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 no.
Tell hell I said 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 no.
Okay, listen. Oh, there's no way I'm going there. 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 There's no way I'm going there.
There's no way I'm going there.
Come on, everybody in the crowd, help me say, there's no way I'm going there.
There's no way I'm
I'm
going
going back
There's
there.
no way I'm going there.
Come on, everybody, come on, clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands with me. There's no way I'm going there. There's no way I'm going there. There's no way I'm going there. I'm not going back there, no. There's no way I'm going there. I'm moving forward. Moving forward.
There's no way I'm going there.
Remember the 400 times?
Thanks for that. 3 chords, well done. You opened up powerfully and wonderfully. We appreciate that. Today we're here to speak about the Remember the 400. We have the leader and the representation of the 400 here today, going to speak about it. We've got a young lady called Charmaine. She's going to give us an overview about who we are, where we're going with this mission, and what we aim to achieve from this today and in the future. So please give a warm welcome to Charmaine. Thank you.
Thank you. That was wonderful. I think 3 chords, thank you so much for that song. It really represents who we are as a people. We like to sing, we like to celebrate, we like to enjoy ourselves. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very, very important event. My name is Charmaine Williams, and I am the UK chairperson for Remember the 400. We are an international, not-for-profit community organisation founded by author, actor and musician Shadrach Porter. Today, we at Remember the 400 are here in Hyde Park Speakers Corner, acknowledging and to commemorate August as our Freedom Month. It all began in August 1619, when a small Dutch ship brought the first set of enslaved black people from Africa to Virginia and made them slaves. In August 1834, in the House of Commons, in the British Parliament, they called the act to abolish the slave trade. Here we have August, reflecting full circle the transatlantic history. Black History Month is held in October, but it is a time for Pan-Africanism, for people of African descent to consider common goals. But we, at Remember the 400, we support Pan-Africanism, yet we are not Pan-Africans. We are the descendants of the children of slavery who were sold into bondage, and so we have a definable black history that is relevant to our current circumstance and citizenship in this country. We, during this season, dedicate our time to consider the atrocities and the contributions that our forefathers and mothers went through. A time when we reflect on the atrocities that we went through. A time that we really take a moment to really celebrate our lives and our survival. Now we know that although we announce August as Freedom Month, we cannot ignore the current social injustices that we still face today. The British Empire abolished slavery, and you may know names such as William Wilberforce. But we cannot ignore the fact that if you have the power to abolish slavery, then you also had the power to direct the slavery. You also profited from our slavery. And indeed, this did happen. Now, American artist Carol Walker, whose artwork you will find in the famous Tate Modern Museum, said that her work is an allegory of the Black Atlantic and really all global waters which disastrously connect Africa to America, to Europe, and to their economic prosperity. She also said, and I quote, England was the beneficiary of the slave trade and of its products. And so you have This kind of institution that spans hundreds of years, everybody is implicated in it, including the people who endowed this very famous museum named after the Tate family that made its fortune in the sugar business, founded on slave labor. These are the words of American artist Kara Walker, whose work is displayed in the Tate Modern Museum today. Now, her work exposes the irony and the dark side of imperial history, and this is and was the Great British Empire. Now, I will go on to tell you that in the same article it reads that payouts to slave owners are equivalent to around $3 billion. Now, we are not talking about payouts to the slaves. We're talking about payouts to the slave owners. The British government have only just paid the loan back of the Bank of England in 2015. They've only just paid the loan back from the Bank of England in 2015. And the loan was money to compensate slave owners for their loss of human property. To compensate slave owners of the loss of human property. Now, this means that my parents, my grandparents, and I, coming from the Caribbean, who are descendants of slaves, have actually been paying the descendants of slave owners via my taxes for my current state of freedom. Now, if this does not speak volumes to you, if this does not take a toll on your heart, then you are witness to the discrimination that we face every day from people who could actually help to make a change, but who just do not care. We contributed via forced labor, and still, yet, I pay the debt to today's generation to no longer be in chains. On top of this, we have to undergo systematic oppression in all of our endeavours, yet little understanding or empathy from the communities around us. Now, I myself, with Shadrock Porter, many years ago, we went to the Tate Modern Museum ourselves. And you know what stood out to us? We saw the picture of the white Jesus and the white disciples. And the only black person in that picture was Judas. Typical. Now, when we cry for social justice, we are speaking much more. We're speaking much more. It's not just about the colour of our skin. We are talking about a system that is embedded in oppressing us. And even through mental abuse. And still you say, how? The descendants of slavery, we have not been restored of our identity. You call us black. We have not been restored of our self-worth. And then we have to prove our citizenship, although we have no other place to call home. The Windrush scandal, the detainment, the night flights, the loss of homes, the loss of jobs, the loss of welfare rights is a testament to the current, to today's injustices that we still face. And this is a shame and a true British scandal. Regardless, we celebrate August as our true freedom month, a freedom that we will continue to strive for. For we have rights so much more than the liberties that you give us. For we want true social justice, and we will continue to seek to heal this racial divide. Now, The flag behind me, this flag, this is much more than a piece of cloth. 400 represents the years of abuse that we have suffered at your hands. Being lynched, burned alive, our children taken from us, the rape that we underwent, being treated worse than a dog, and a dog is now considered a man's best friend. The purple, it represents the highest form of our spirituality, our resilience and our royalty. We stand in honor of our lineage, of who we are and of who our God is, being the children of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. Today, we remember individuals like William Wilberforce from England. In Canada, John Grave Simcoe. In the USA, Frederick Douglass. In the Caribbean, the island of Jamaica, Nani and others. And in Guyana, Kofi. And many countless others, all who helped shape the many liberties that we have and justices that we fought so hard to get a hold of. But we still have a long way to go. We will stand tall so that we can allow the next generation, these little children that you can see right here, we will stand tall so that we can allow them to stand on our shoulders. If you join me, if you join us in remembering the 400, we will no longer have to cry out that Black Lives Matters.
Yes.
Remember the 400. Our mission and our aim is to establish, is to educate all on our history that is not taught in schools, to empower our people, both young and old. The foundation is dedicated to promoting diversities in our community and in healing the racial divide. Cultivating a community where peace and prosperity reign for all races. Peace and prosperity reign for all races. For current and future generations. We at Remember the 400, we are a vehicle to educate the world of the history of the children of slavery, their atrocities and their contributions, our contributions globally.
Yeah.
We at Remember the 400, we are a driving force for social change. We are an international community organisation as we represent the diaspora, the scattering of a nation of people. We seek to heal the racial divide. And let August be the real freedom month for the children of slavery. Let our Prime Minister and his government be aware of our request. Anyone who stands for truth, anyone who's an advocate for justice, please stand with us in solidarity as we remember the 4